everyone, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for Monday the 17th of December going through until Sunday the 23rd of December 2018. What I do in these weekly horoscopes, they're for all signs of the zodiac, and I look at what relationships the planets form up in the sky and how that's going to affect all of us here on planet Earth. The whole principle behind astrology is that as above, so below. So the energy that is created by these planets up in the sky affects us here on planet Earth. Now I'm going to give you a day-by-day rundown of what's happening this week. Bear in mind that my horoscopes are based on UK time, so just take that into account. And like I always say, don't get too hung up on the timings, because these things are gradual, kind of organic changes. I have had a look at this week, and I would recommend that you fasten your seatbelts, because it's going to be a bit of a bumpy ride this week. Yeah, to say the least. So let's see how we can use this energy. Monday, the 17th of December, we've got Mars, the male principle, that's in Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac. Mars rules the first sign of the zodiac, Aries. So Mars isn't particularly happy in that placement. And it sextiles, it forms a happy relationship with Pluto, the planet of transformation and change, which is in Capricorn. We also have a moon in Aries. The moon is the most sensitive part of you and how you feel, and in Aries it's all about go, 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 let's move forward. It sits right next to Uranus, the planet of energy and taking a plug and putting it into its socket, electricity, getting things moving. That's also in Aries, so there's going to be a really strong desire to move forward. And the Aries moon also forms a harmonious relationship, a trine, with the sun in Sagittarius, more fire, and it squares, so it creates friction with Pluto in Capricorn. So Monday, Mars in Pisces kind of feeds into your real practical life. So listen to your inner voice and pay attention to your dreams. So what's coming through emotionally, intuitively, or on Monday, listen to what you're feeling or the ideas that pop into your head. They're really, really important, and they're not to be dismissed. This is the week guiding you and presenting you with wonderful ideas that can really allow you to change direction if you're off track and to gallop forward into the right direction. So it's going to give you information that you can use to make practical and positive changes in your life. And most of these things are ruled by Earth, especially Pluto in Capricorn is very powerful on this day. So Earth rules money, it rules your daily routine, it rules your career, your job, your vocation, also your physical health. So any information you get about those areas of your life particularly, pay attention to those, because you can, and you'll find it really easy to make changes. So if you've been dieting forever and you just I've really struggled with it, if you think, okay, I'm going to start to eat a healthy diet and I'm going to start on Monday the 17th of December, you'll really find it easy to stick with it and to make the change. Which is interesting, because Earth traditionally doesn't like change so much, and all of this fire energy kind of heating things up allows you to make changes effortlessly. On Tuesday the 18th of December, we've got the moon going into Taurus, so more Earth. Taurus is the earthy and most stubborn of all the signs. It's the bull, so there's no real arguing with that. It moves into Taurus at 9:38 in the morning. The moon then opposes Venus in Scorpio. The axis of Scorpio and Taurus, they oppose each other all the time. And they're about control. Taurus likes physical control, so the bull says, I'm going to fight and I'm going to protect my family. And Scorpio is about emotional control. It's about, let's get all the information and let's see what makes other people tick, and let's understand, and maybe even let's influence other people because we know what makes them tick. The moon also trines Saturn, the planet of structure and security and your foundation, and that's in Capricorn, the sign it rules, so Saturn is very happy. So on Tuesday, you may find it really difficult to let go of control on this day because of the Venus-Taurus axis being all about controlling things and making sure that you're the boss and in charge. It can really manifest into an obsession, and hanging on to things today obsessively is only going to hurt you in the long run. So if something needs to end, or if something is out of your control, accept it and let it go. So if your relationship comes to an end, if she says, do you know what, I am sick of listening to you talk about this, I don't want to hear it anymore, bye bye, I'm leaving, then don't run after her and say, I will change, please love me. Accept it and let it go. I know that's really hard, and that's why I said kind of fasten your seatbelts, because these are tough things. It's going to be much better for you if something naturally comes to an end in your life to say, okay, I accept it. It's over. I can't do anything about it. And that's you're gonna be doing that through gritted teeth. So really ask for help and support from wherever you get support, whether it's from family members or your guides or prayer or your pets who really support you emotionally. Asking for help on Tuesday is important. On Wednesday the 19th, we've got the moon still being in Taurus, and it continues to oppose Venus in Scorpio. So this control energy is still there. The Taurus moon, though, sextiles Neptune, the water planet of dreams and intuition. That's very happy in Pisces, and it forms a harmonious relationship with Mars in Pisces. The Sun, your identity and what strengthens you, that's in Sagittarius at the moment. So the Centaur, let's gallop, let's be excited, let's have fun. That's square, so it causes friction with Chiron in Pisces. So Wednesday is kind of a dangerous day, and I don't say that very often. I look at the energy and see how you can make the most of it, but Wednesday is really a day where you can fall into the trap of really looking at your fantasy life and what ought to be and really clinging on to that. And you'll have a strong desire to realize things and to manifest things that you haven't even got. So let's say, again, because Venus is in Scorpio, a water sign, Venus is love, beauty, creativity, it might really be about someone you know, and you've developed feelings for that person, and you kind of lose control of that a little bit, and your imagination runs away with you, and you decide that this person is your soulmate and that you're madly in love. And let's say you have a Christmas party, an office Christmas dinner on Wednesday, and you decide that, oh, this person, I love them so much, of course they're going to love me back. And then you drink and drink and drink at the Christmas party, and suddenly you confess your feelings of eternal, true, and never-ending love to this person. It's not going to go well, and that's dangerous because your fantasy world has now taken over and really can hurt your feelings in the real world. The saving grace of this day, Wednesday, is really the Sun squaring Chiron, Chiron being in Pisces, because if you look to the future and what can be achieved in future on a practical level, be practical and don't allow yourself to be kind of sucked into this abyss of dreams and fantasies that try and control you. So keep grounded. If you're someone who struggles to be grounded, walking barefoot in nature or doing physical exercise, yoga, just simply stretching or connecting on a tangible level with nature, you know, going for a walk and picking up rocks and looking at the leaves. It's really, really simple, but it has a way of grounding you. And rather than spiral into this drain of, fantasy and desire, you actually, this is something I want, this is something that I can do, and I'm going to work towards doing that. That's much better than like, I love you, I love you, I love you. And it's like, where did that come from? Thursday, the 20th of December, the moon goes into Gemini at 2:36 in the afternoon. The moon in Gemini is much more communicative. It's curious, it's light, it's an air sign, so it moves much quicker. It's interested in communicating, chatting, just for fun, being with friends, and looking at different opportunities that may be available to you. So the Gemini moon forms an opposition with Mercury in Sagittarius, which is interesting because Mercury rules Gemini, and that's opposite the moon. Mercury in Sagittarius is like, let's gallop ahead. Let's not look at details, let's just move on. And Jupiter in Sagittarius, the good luck planet, is in the sign that it rules, so that's super positive. The Sun in Sagittarius trines Uranus in Aries, so another harmonious relationship. So on Thursday, you now have the opportunity to verbalize what you've been feeling Tuesday and Wednesday, and to really let go of these feelings and to say, okay, that's no good, I'm being practical, I'm going to move forward. So looking to the future and building something new and realizing what can be done instead of what ought to be, that is going to be much more productive and much more effective, and is going to reward you much more than looking to the past or looking what could happen, oh, if only. That sense of longing, forget that. Get really practical, get real, and say, I can long all I want, but I'm not Rapunzel, okay? I'm a normal person, I'm gonna get on with things, and I'm gonna do things. That's very vague. I'm going to, let's say I have the desire to start my own business in 2019. So I'm going to look at actually, practically, can I afford the rent of a shop? Or should I make this business an online business? And you really get practical with the ins and outs of what you're going to do in 2019 and how you can build a better future for yourself. On Friday, the 21st of December, we've got the winter solstice, so it's the shortest day of the year if you're in the northern hemisphere, and the days are becoming longer now, so nature's kind of regenerating itself. The sun moves into Capricorn at 10:24 in the evening, so happy birthday Capricorns. Mercury is still in Sagittarius, the communication planet, and it conjuncts Jupiter in Sagittarius. So we've really got a different energy now here on Friday. The dark nights of the soul that you've kind of been enduring, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday, kind of ends now on this shortest day of the year. You become optimistic, and through the darkness you can see this glorious and beautiful future lying ahead of you. So you become much more optimistic and much more future oriented than you have been Tuesday, Wednesday. And it's because if nature is being reborn, so if you align yourself with those natural cycles of the earth and you get grounded, nature is kind of rebirthing itself. You can be reborn as well if you look forward to the new year with practical plans, hopes and desires, and you actually get real with yourself and say, this is what I can do something with, this is what I can implement, and this isn't really gonna work. Saturday the 22nd of December, we've got the moon going into Cancer at 4:29 in the afternoon. We have a full moon in Cancer that takes place at 5:50 in the afternoon, so I'll make a separate video on that. The full moon is when the moon reaches its monthly completion point and it showers us with its energy. So Cancer is a water sign. Again, the emotions, creativity, spirituality, and family are going to be highlighted, and your feelings. I'll go into more detail in the separate video on the full moon. The moon in Cancer also opposes the sun in Capricorn, obviously, because the sun illuminates the full moon. So this full moon is the last opportunity of 2018 to shine a light on what it is that you need and you want for the new year. Allow these feelings to come up again. So we're kind of going into the territory of Tuesday, Wednesday now. Evaluate the feelings that come up. Keep the ones that work and the ones that excite you. Let go of the rest. And on Saturday, I really think you'll have a sense of, oh, I can breathe a sigh of relief here. It's like, okay, feelings, good, bad, whatever, I don't care. I'm going to keep this, all of this other longing and really not productive and painful stuff. I'm just going to ditch it and let go of it. Take a breath and say, okay, I'm drawing a line under that and it's over and it's done with. Thank goodness. Sunday the 23rd of December, we still have the moon in Cancer. It opposes Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto, change, death and rebirth, the phoenix rising from the ashes in the practical sign of Capricorn. And the Cancer moon also trines the water planet the water planet Neptune in Pisces, which is a water sign, and Neptune rules Pisces, so that's very, very happy. And it also trines Venus, the planet of love and beauty and creativity, in Scorpio. So Sunday, the control factor crops up again because we have Venus in Scorpio being on that axis with Taurus. It urges you to fix and control circumstances so that they become as you want them to be. Remember that you're powerless really over people, places and things. So if someone doesn't love you anymore, they don't love you anymore. You can't force them to. Or if you have fallen out of love with someone and you try, it's like, oh, we've got this amazing connection. I'm going to try. Why am I not feeling the way I'm supposed to? You know, that kind of vibe. It's much easier to accept that something is done with. And I know it's really, really hard. But if you drag it out, you're just going to hurt yourself even more. Rather than accepting it, yes, it's painful, but at least you can put an end to it, accept it, and move on. So instead of trying to control and to align yourself with what ought to be, align yourself with the practicality of the sun in Capricorn, which is about let's work on things we can actually achieve. Continue to plan ahead in a practical way instead of feeling sad about the future or feeling grandiose or overly kind of dramatic. Try and keep yourself grounded. Try and keep the focus on the future, what's coming ahead, because Capricorn is really an excellent energy to use to build. Capricorn rules the 10th house in the traditional astrology chart, and the 10th house is career, it's work, it's taking action to build something in your working life, or if you're retired, to build something tangible and practical that you can be proud of. And it also tends to have the side effect of improving your financial situation. So that's what I get for you this week. So we're all going to have to exercise some sort of emotional discipline here, that we don't go off on these fairy tales that we create in our own head. And especially when the fairy tales come together with the real world, there can be disappointment and pain and disillusionment. So save yourself the pain and trouble and have a chat with yourself, have a word with yourself and say, is this real or is it just in my head? Have I made this whole thing up? Because we all tend to do that, because we you know, unwittingly all try and have the best life possible, but when we go too far with that and we lose ourselves in this abyss of feelings and emotions and fantasies, and the real world then says no, it's like, ooh, ouch. So avoid that. So that's what I get for this week. I hope you have a wonderful week despite all of these emotions floating around. Keep grounded. If you would like a personal reading with me, please visit the new and improved and divine new website that I've got, gregoryscott.com. I really am happy with it. It's had a major facelift. have a look at the website, gregoryscott.com, and if you'd like a personal reading with me, please order it there. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology, and I combine them. The astrology chart in particular is a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. I use your place of birth, date of birth, and time of birth. If you don't have the time of birth, I can rectify your chart, which you can now order on the new website as well. It's a process of working out your time of birth by looking at certain life events and working out when you were born, which makes it much more accurate. Once I have all of that information, the astrology chart is really a blueprint of your soul. It shows me what your vocational aptitudes are, where you've been in past lifetimes, what your spiritual journey is all about and where you're at, what your soul purpose is in this lifetime, what's destined for you in money and love and health and relationships, friendships, really what you don't have a choice over, what's kind of what you're blessed with in life, and where you have control, what your strengths and weaknesses are and what you can work on. I can also look at compatibility, so I can look at other people's charts and see if they work with yours. And if you have any questions about the future or about what's going on with you, I can answer those for you. So if you're interested, head over to gregoryscott.com. If you like these videos, then please hit the subscribe button and share them on your socials. Have a wonderful week, and I'll speak to you next week.